what you say to the children, even though you may be doing it in love, because one thing that stuck out to me, what my mother said, when I bought my first house, my mother said, I said to her, well, I'm gonna stay in this house for 5 years, then I'm gonna buy another house. And she looked at me like I was crazy, and she goes, why? Why don't you just be satisfied? And I heard that my whole life. Why don't you just be satisfied? Why don't you just be satisfied? I'm sure she meant have good intentions, but what it is that I couldn't be satisfied because I had a purpose to fulfill. If I had not, if I had only stopped at one real estate, buying one home, I would not have a real estate empire right now. If I would have listened to her, not in a bad way, you listen to your parents, but I'm saying don't stifle the dreams. Don't get it messed up. You're going to listen to your parents, okay? I don't want nobody beating me up after this, after you, but listen to your parents. But what I'm saying is encourage them. Encourage them. Also, you're going to have to understand that you have to work a little bit harder in high school. So what I want you to understand, what I want you to leave today with is understanding that there is no limit on what you can do. Say, there's no limit on what I can do. Say it. Okay, say it like you really mean it. There's no limit on what, one more time, on what I can do. So I'm determined to do my brother from it, because if you don't remember anything else, you're going to remember that. Say it again. All right, so let's have a little, I know you're almost done with school, but we're going to have a little bit of test. Yep, somebody said what? When schoolwork, when you get to high school, when schoolwork gets hard, what are you going to say to yourself? And it's not, I'm going to say it again. When you get to high school, when schoolwork gets a little hard, what are you going to say? Okay. When you're doing algebra and the teacher and you're getting a little frustrated, what are you going to say? I need you to say like that. When it's time for you to go to college and you look around and you realize that you're the first person in your family to go to college, what are you going to say? Okay. And when it's time for your finals and examinations, what are you going to say? When someone says you can't be a forensic scientist, when someone says you can't be a doctor, when someone says you can't be a police officer, when someone says you can't be a pediatrician, when someone says you can't be